we're looking at the latest in Lebanon's political crisis. After the resignation of Prime Minister Saad Hariri, a lot of speculation has surrounded exactly how free or how not free Hariri actually is in Saudi Arabia. But one thing has been clear the entire time. The Saudi kingdom's goal in all this upheaval has been to step up pressure on Iran and Hezbollah. This is the Saudi foreign minister on that today.
The basis of the crisis in Lebanon is Hezbollah. Hezbollah has hijacked the Lebanese regime. Hezbollah is a tool in the hands of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, and Iran uses Hezbollah to strengthen its influence in Iran, and uses Hezbollah with regards to disturbances in Bahrain, and also with regards to Houthi support and interference in the affairs of Yemen.
Well, joining us from Tel Aviv is our Mideast correspondent, Michael Pluchak. Michael, the Saudi foreign minister putting all the blame on Hezbollah in this situation. How accurate is his statement, do you think?
Well, I think in regards to Lebanon, extremely accurate. There have also been claims about other countries in the region, such as Yemen and Bahrain, where there is indeed an amount of evidence that could show something in that direction, but to a much lesser degree. In Lebanon, I mean, there is a lot to be said for that. Hezbollah essentially dominates the Shia population that composes about a third of that country. And has been doing so for a long time, and employs methods of terror, really, to instill itself as that political power. And so with that being said, Kalev, I think there's a lot to be said for Hezbollah as a prominent group that also strikes fear in other groups within Lebanon, yes.
And how effective has the Saudi role been in there? Clearly, they do want to put pressure on Hezbollah in Lebanon. Are they succeeding in this?
Well, Kalev, they're trying to derail a unity government that the person they installed there to bring the Sunni bloc back to power after his father, Rafiq Hariri, essentially failed. So now the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman is essentially trying to shake things up. Whether it failed or succeeded, in my personal assessment, at this point, we can say it has not gone as planned, I would say. But that being said, it's still quite soon to tell, and there are still some other tools Saudi Arabia can use. And this has actually happened in the past, Kalev, as soon as March 2016 of last year, and we're looking at potentially similar tools being employed as the ones that were in the past. Cutting of funds to the Lebanese armed forces, for example. Saad Hariri hinted to that in his speech. He said to the interviewer, "Where do our boys work?" or something to that effect. I'm not sure it's the exact quote. And what he was hinting to was 400,000 expats, Lebanese, that work in the Gulf, that Saudi in one way or another signaled that they may be sent back to Lebanon. If that's the case, then they'll be looking at over $2 billion in revenue lost to the Lebanese economy. So it's not over yet, Kalev, but from a preliminary assessment, this may have backfired.